or Veterans Freebie Day, but it's to celebrate veterans and active duty as well, or reservist or whatever. Because one day they will become a veteran, maybe a honorably discharged veteran, maybe a dishonorably discharged veteran. If they're still in, it's hard to know. Hopefully they don't do anything wrong. But that's going on tomorrow, so I will go and get a few free things. I'm gonna get a card to get my hair cut. I did shave this with my razor. My clippers, not necessarily my razor with shaving cream and all that, because I'm up for a role and I believe he's clean shaven. So remember, if you send out your photos and your photos you're clean shaven, they may say, "Hey, are you clean shaven?" And maybe you're not. So what I try to do is I try to have more stubble than I have right now, um, medium, probably medium to heavy stubble, because I can always cut that away. If I have a full beard, the problem with that is this part of your skin will be all brown or whatever if you're a white feller, brown up here, and then down here it's all, super white because it was being covered by the hair. So I do try to keep it pretty much like that. Nobody's here, just me. So I will be on here for a few minutes. I was going to do a few things on the computer. If anybody chimes in here, I will stop what I'm doing. I'm putting up another roll. I do have a role that was going to shoot tomorrow, and I told him, okay, fine, I'll do that. And I go, are you? I did want to have the day off, not the whole, enough to enjoy some of the festivities of our day, but I said, oh, you guys filming? It's a holiday. Oh, that's right, it's Labor Day. I wonder if I can get that. Let me call you back. And luckily, it worked out to my advantage, and so we're doing filming on Thursday. So sometimes you got to miss things when you're enacting. Usually, if you're a union member, a lot of people say, oh, I'm union. Well, you're not really union. You're a person that's a member of the union, right? But usually they don't film on the weekends or holidays. Yeah, it's more expensive to get a crew in there. I think they pay them double. Me, they don't have to pay me double. They can pay me more, usually, but maybe not double. So this video, or not this video, this live, I'm going to talk about because someone just asked me this. They said, hello, I don't have my specs on, so I can't really see who you are. So you said hello. And so does that look kind? Well, that's good. It appears to have a kind face, and I have very expressive eyes. So anyway, there's now 5 of us on here, or 4 and 1 me, or 5 not me's. I don't know. But anyway, there's been times where this person said, I was perfect for this. And I said, well, there was one time they were looking for a plus-size fella between the ages of 55 and 65, white guy, balding or bald, 5'10" to 6 foot, 5'11" right here, weighing about 200 pounds, 220 right here. At the time, I think it was like 195. So that's definitely within that. Age ranges, I'm in the age range, I'm the size range, I'm in the Caucasian range, I'm all that. So that is, I thought I was perfect for it. And did I get it? No, I did not. This guy says, well, I see a lot of things for black people, because he's a white people. If you were a black people, you'd be seeing a lot of things for white people. We always see what we can't get, or we have difficulties getting. So he said, does that happen to you sometimes? I said, yes, it does. They may have got another guy and they picked him first. It may be someone they've worked with before. Now that happens a lot. It's somebody they've worked with before. I've gotten booked on that, so I can't say I'm angry. If they book a black guy because they want a black guy, I can't get angry about that either, because there's been times they booked me because they want a white guy. Sometimes if the character does not exist, if they just wrote a story and there's a bunch of people sitting in a diner and they say, Bill was a really nice man in his 60s. Well, Bill could be a white guy. Black guy, he probably can't be a woman. In today's world, who knows, right? Those days may be gone now that we got a new president, like him or hate him here in the United States. But can we talk about religion for once? Can we, for once, place a talked about religion and politics? We try and not to do too much of that. Hopefully, whatever religion you follow, it brings you joy and happiness and peace. I don't know. I am a Protestant fella. I belong to the Church of the Nazarene. But I'm more of a non-denominational kind of a fella, but anyway, back to this. And they may have found a guy they've used. Yeah, Jesus is King. I believe that as well. But some people don't. Some people don't believe that, but they can believe what they want. I'm not looking to do any kind of switcheroo. Um, and we're getting ready for the birth of Jesus' birthday, but they think he probably was born in August when they tracked the star. But who knows? They could say it was the middle of the summer. It was 140 degrees, and it started snowing, and Jesus was born because he's a miracle. The whole thing is a miracle. So it isn't the weather and stars and wise men and dumb men and mediocre men and wise women and smart guys. Oh, I'm sorry that your grandma's dead. Mine both are dead too. Yeah. Um, you have a great day. Someone saying, yeah, you have a great day too. Or it's night here. It's a day where you are. I don't even know where this is going. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. Sometimes there's lots of roles all of a sudden for black people. And I don't get them. I just don't get them. Playing custodians, not very often. Usually I will play not a custodian. They usually want black or Hispanic for that. Sometimes pushing the lawnmower out there. Hispanic. It used to be Japanese. My friend's very, very old. Not very old, but older than me. And he remembers that when he used to apply for jobs pushing the lawnmower, they were all Japanese because after the war, a lot of Japanese landscapers were here in the United States. So, but what I'm trying to say is this. Here goes. You may be perfect. You may think you're perfect. You see, oh my God, I'm gonna get this. Look at this. They even want me to have a 1972 to 1980 General Motors car right here, 1973. We don't want red, white, or black cars. That happens a lot. They don't. The hero drives the red car. The black and the white cars sometimes are difficult to film and to work in there. But right here, I have a yellow one. So I'm totally perfect. I mean, the only other way we're looking for David Gardner. If you know David Gardner, have him write us. We want to put him on our movie. That's the only way I can be better. But I don't get the role. I don't get it. They book somebody else. Or sometimes this will happen. They'll book somebody else. Sometimes they will not book anyone. The project gets canceled, or they're not going to do those scenes. Maybe they're sort of running out of funds. Saying, what can we cut? And then what about this scene where they're all getting together at the drive-in? You always see that's a classic. The classical cars, and they always go to a drive-in, and they have a thing on. I've had that before where they have the tray hooked to my window, and I'm like this. Oh, well, French fries sure are yummy. That's the kind of lines I would get in my classic car, or our classic car. It's a family car. It's a family affair. But it could be this. Now, so I told this man and his wife also. They've been doing this acting stuff probably about 3 years. Me, I started in 2003, I think. Yeah, it's been a while. Many moons. But I told them there's this chance. The person casting, they hate you. They hate you. And she goes, what? Like, I got shocked. What do you mean? They hate me? Yeah. It's a good chance they hate you. Why? Don't know. But I didn't do anything. Doesn't matter. They hate you. They hate you. They hate you. When I used to do casting, I said, hey, I want to book, this lady is perfect. I want to put her on the top of the list for this role as a secretary. Oh, no. Get rid of her. They hate her. They hate her? Why do they hate her? Don't know. I've been doing this now for about 8 years, and she'll pop up every now and then. I'm almost on everything for a woman, librarian, secretary, nurse, those kind of roles. And they hate her. They hate her. I said, did you ever ask why? I've asked why in casting background, not in principal work, because that's a different story where you're actually doing lines. But if you're just being a walking prop that eats, right here, this guy likes to walk and eat, I would ask them why, and they said, I don't know. They go, when I was an intern, the person that was the casting agent or whatever, the background casting agent, told me to never book that person, so I never did. And then that person that was the intern is now casting. They tell their intern, no, we'll never book this person. And it turned out the reason they didn't want people to book this person was only for one reason. One reason. It was in his record, don't book him. On one project, he was being considered, or he got a speaking part that was going to be coming up in another scene. It was an air balloon, and he was going to play the air balloon, I guess, captain or whatever, the guy operating the air balloon. He looked perfect for that. Perfect. And so he wasn't getting back, so they said, don't ever book him. He didn't know why he wasn't there. I said, you know what? I told him as a final, I said, man, I know you were pretty close. We're tight. We're two amigos. You're my dog. You're my boy. You're my chief. Whatever. He says, not to book you. Do you know why? He said, I don't know why. So I searched it, went all through Central and all the different companies that were told don't ever book this guy, and it was that don't book him because he's been used elsewhere. And he had been booked for 3 years. In background. So if you did get some principal work, and great looking guy, big chiseled chin. There's a role right now for chiseled chin guy. I think on is it drag queens on a train or something like that. They were a chiseled chin conductor of the train. Woo, woo, woo. I've played that before with a little floppy hat and the other hat and the striped shirts, those kinds. Yeah, so did that, but it was only for that. But they may hate you. They may not book you for some reason, but they may actually hate you. It could be a situation where the ladies thing came forward and they needed a lady to play the fry cook or the waitress at the 1950s diner. Coffee. Panera has the Christmas cups out. Let me tell you some. Oh. Do you like them? I did a video earlier, if you want to see it, about this cup. Because everybody has a big panty ruffle or panties get bunched up in a bundle over the Starbucks cup. But what do you think about the Panera Christmas cup? Tomorrow I get free coffee everywhere. Tons and tons. Oh, hi Angie, I'm going to make another video about burritos. Burritos using chicken. Not beef. Not ground beef, not totally chicken. Yeah. So not the carnivore. I do not do carnivore. I always joke about carnivore, saying that it is they drink butter. They before you get to eat anything regular, like I don't know, Rice Krispies, you have to eat a half a pound or a quarter pound of butter, like the stick, and then you got to eat 12 eggs, and then you can eat something else. I don't know what to eat, but that's what those carnivore people I hear do that. Now somebody said no. How many felonies you got? Somebody's got some felonies, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who. Somebody did I miss something? Eloy is asking, or Eloy is asking if anybody has a felony. I have the right number of a Zippo. Yeah. Ribeye. Yeah, ribeye is good. My favorite cut for steak, I think, like a big thick porterhouse. Yum, or I do like New York strip, and I made the burritos out of New York strip. If you want to see that, I bought it on clearance, threw them in the freezer, cooked them up, stripped them up, cut them up, and they taste good. And there's some things I can't use on there, things with sugars or syrups or anything like that. I don't eat salmon. God, I wish I could get into fish. I just don't. I eat tuna fish because I had it with a little kid. I just don't. Maybe it's because I'm from California. I don't know. I know Boston, they like to have some oysters, however you say it, I don't know. And some places like Maine and those. And other places, they catch the trout. I've never been to that. But anyway, back to this thing about the acting thing, because she just asked me, are there any actors in the house? In the house? I don't know. But if you do acting and they hate you, keep going. Just keep going. There's nothing you can do about it. No. You can try everything. Like, hey, I'll give you something. I've gotten a role that was so good. Knock on wood. Hope I get another one. Can't tell you much about it, but I can tell you because I don't want to say what I did. But it was so good. I gave them $100 Starbucks gift card for getting me that role. Called them up. Say, guys, you know what? This was supposed to be. I put in for a background role. You got me a major principal role. I want to send you guys a gift. Something that you guys can all share. That's 3 of them, and I sent them a $100 gift card to Starbucks. We always give Starbucks, Target, or Walmart. Those are the 3 we give. Maybe an Amazon card. Yeah, so there's 4 things. So I decided to do that. Yeah, those walls definitely need new paint. Okay, thank you. Are you a painter? But anyway, yeah. Yeah, so we're getting the whole house painted, actually interior, but thank you for sharing. Well, that is probably cobwebs, because I got to clean it with this thing myself. But when I was in the hospital, I wasn't allowed to, and I paid your mother $100 to come clean my house. She just broke into the liquor cabinet, drank all the liquor. We found her passed out on the lawn with the sprinklers going. That guy who just said my house was painted, his mama likes to drink. Nothing wrong with that. I can't drink because of the carbs. Yeah. So, carbs. But anyway, if you are an actor or an actress or a model and they don't book you, it could be they hate you. It could be they hate you. Um, you know, what can you do about it? But if you put in for now, here's a little tip. Also, I was telling her, she said that she was going to try to open her age range. I said, what age range do you look? And she said, can I send it to you? And let's say you're booking, what age range do you think I am? The lady is 68 years old in real life. She didn't tell me that until I told her she looked 70. I told her you look 70, so I would say put in for mid 60s to 75, maybe 65 to 75, 10-year range. Now my age range, oddly enough, from what I get booked, I'm only based on what I get booked. I'm not saying, hey, I look like I am a young, handsome fella, and I look like I should be on a rock and or roll a video, and I should do all these things. That boy, I should be, laying on the beach in my speedo, looking all oiled up and sexy. No, I'm not saying that. Most of the time, I book 40 to 50, 40 to 50, almost exclusively. Do I think I look 40 to 50? I think I look 19. Oh, I look at my photos when I was in the military. I was looking at the days. Well, I haven't changed a bit. People will say, you haven't changed a bit, David. So I looked this old when I was in high school. We obviously change, right? If you have a daily thing, yeah, someone said about getting a shaved head. Yeah, I put in to have my head shaved on a couple rolls, and who cares? It grows back, right? I don't have much to begin with, so a lot of times if my hair's like this, they'll just put me as bald or balding. That's fine. But yes, that's what I get. We don't have an expiration date, whoever that is. You can babies die. Dum dum. I think this cutthroat guy, is he about ready to go? Everybody, does anybody know anything about this cutthroat fella or woman? Should we that person out of here? Yeah, I don't know. I only got a little while to do this live, and then I got to put in for some roles that are not live. Kick him out. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of him. Okay, all right, cutthroat. Let's cut out the cutthroat. And he's gone. Someone's let him stay. Too late. The way we vote on this thing is basically first one. I've known Angie for a long time. Angie's got a pretty good sense of whatever fairness and everything. Yeah. You got any 40s? I don't know what 40s are. So 40s, is that some drinking? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so that's what happens. I told her that I think she looks about 70, and she's 68. So if I was booking something for a woman 30, and she put in for it, I would probably be leery to use her again. I would say, God, she may think she looks 38, and I don't think she does. I don't think she looks like she's in her 30s. I think she probably thinks she looks like she's in her early 60s. And that's fine. No problems at all. I think that's just great. Someone gave us a high five. Thank you. A lot of those ones, the high fives and the gifts, I don't really know how they work. I don't even know how they work. They say, make a thing for memberships. Okay, what is it? Well, a member can watch your videos before they're out. Well, I usually put them out immediately. So I don't really know how all that works. But yeah. Someone said, someone in the acting industry always say 10 years younger than what you really think when a woman asks. And yeah, in casting, I don't know. I just don't know. I've used a thing that tells me what you look like, your age range, your ethnicity. They think I look like a German person, European. You're European. I'm a peon. We're all a peon. Who's a poopin'? I don't know. But I look like a European in my 40s. Yeah. And that's fine. So I'll put in for those kind of roles. So I will go with, if I see we're looking for somebody 30 to 45, I'll put it in there because I've been booking it. Yeah, I booked one movie and it was for 38. And if they say, let's do it, let's do it. I mean, they tell me, Hey, happy poop. That's funny. That's ice cream, isn't it? Remember, it has to be. They said it's chocolate ice cream. It was what that emoji really was. I said, "What's some smelly chocolate ice cream?" But yeah. So she was very depressed. So she wanted to open her age range, and she said, "Well, do you think I should open it that way? Like, you could put 75?" I said, I would put 65 to 75. If someone told me I had to do it, and I look like you, I'd probably put 65 to 70. That's 3 years younger than you actually are, up to a little bit older, and they're going to make the decision. It's up to them. I'm a Jewish youth from a family-run tourist store downtown and are well known in the community. And really, see, I've been getting bullied at school, which I do. I that's a tough one. Yeah, you need to probably report that. And if they're bullying you online, which most of the bullying now seems to be, delete them. Just delete them. Yeah, if someone says Jew, 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 Jew. Okay, now the person saying Jew, 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 if you're about to get, yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. So we probably shouldn't be talking about this because it's kind of out of our. We're talking inside baseball here. We're talking about acting stuff, really not about that, But yeah, I look like Alex Jones, I guess. I don't know. Okay, whatever. But that's what I get. I get Danny DeVito mostly. Danny DeVito is what I got. I used to get John Candy when I was heavier. Turning the. I don't know. Are we about to lose someone else here? I don't know. Yeah, let me know, folks, because I don't have my spectacles on, so I can't see everything. I have to kind of do this to see if somebody's being wanting to be excused from our thing. I finally got onto one of your lives. Been waiting. Hey, yeah, good job, Angie. I never announce them. They say you should do lives once or twice a week. And I was trying to do them every Friday evening, but then like 3 Fridays in a row, I got booked. Now, when you are in the union, like I am, you don't work on the weekend. You don't rarely do work Saturday. Sometimes I was saying that when we first started here, they had to pay everybody twice, double. So I would maybe do a Saturday. I don't know, it'd be better, but yeah. So I try to do at least once a week. I forget sometimes. It happens, I forget to do anything. They'll say, "Hey, did you remember to do this?" Oh no! Like every time you do a short video, you're supposed to do everything. When you do a short, you think, "Oh, I'm supposed to do a 30-second short of my kitties being cute." They want you to stop what you're doing, and you're supposed to do. Yeah, I've done some accents, and I also do a baby. I do a baby voiceover of a little baby named Baby Preemie, and I created that voice, and I've used it a couple of times, I think. But yeah, so I got booked on some Fridays in a row. How are you doing for? I don't know what it is. Yeah, some people are saying stuff I don't know what they're talking about, So, but anyway, I get Danny DeVito. If you like the 100 Gex, or you like to see me being Danny DeVito, go to the video. I always say go to the video. Fritos and Doritos by the 100 Gex, and you'll see me in there. Do I do any stand-up? No, mostly improv. I'm known for improv. They'll throw me like a little bit of a line or something, or an idea, and I'll develop myself. The one I'm doing on Thursday, that's it. It's loosely scripted, and I'll be doing that. It's no put. No, not okay. Yeah, I'm not into any of that kind of stuff either. I kind of run my own thing. I noticed that a lot of people in this world, they only have half a brain, it seems. Like, God, if you only had half a brain, but they have half a brain, and it's not the half that you think your own thoughts. You just regurgitate idiotic stuff. A lot of that is on the politics. A friend of mine lives right beside where MSNBC is broadcast here in Universal City. She lives in Burbank, right on the border. And she said when the fire started here, in order to get news, she had to go and watch Fox News, because they were actually putting the news on. And they said that's one way you can determine if it's a good news station, a bad news station, what's going on, what happened. Yeah, the guy talking about that kind of stuff. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Should we get rid of that person too? Okay, whoever's doing that stupid stuff, just stop, man. Come on. That person has, if that person had 2 brains, he'd be twice as dumb. The person writing that kind of stuff, 2 brains, twice as dumb. But yeah, she lived right by Universal, and she had to watch right by where they filmed that, so she had to go and and watch news from Fox News, not CNN, which is out of Atlanta. But she went there to do that, to watch news, so the local news, and what were they talking about on MSNBC? Trump is no good. Orange man bad. That's all they talk about. And she said, I want to know about these fires, the orange fire flames I see burning around my city. I'd like to know about that. If you think Trump is bad, I get it, but can you tell me what's going on in the world? And I told her the problem you have with that is MSNBC is not a news program. It's not a news station. It's a talk show. CNN is supposed to be a news station. They're not really one either. So she said, I think you're right. And she said, I never went back. I needed to know something, and they weren't telling me. You know, it's think about some of the lawsuits they've had. The MSNBC tried when they got sued for the uterus harvesting. I think they cost them $30 million, $10 million with the lawsuit, $30 million in fees. When Rachel Maddow said that, and they said, well, she has a rough life because she is they don't know. A lot of people are saying she's a trans male to female. I don't think she is. I think she's just a lesbian. But they're saying she has a rough life and that they should leave her alone. Well, you really can't say that. That's great that she's had. I mean, that's not great. It's sad that she's had a rough life, but you can't take it out on somebody else. And so that we got to think for ourselves. So when you read all this kind of stuff, you know, like my channel, there's got to be a place for people that are saying this weird, bad stuff on here, but just go elsewhere. You know. So you're smarter than that, right? Am I smarter than what? I don't know. But anyway, so what I'm saying is that if you're going to do acting and you want to act, you want me to help you, I'll even help you for free. I don't care. I'm not in competition really with anyone but myself. And that's it. When I played Danny DeVito, he's 5 foot tall. He's like an inch short of 5 foot, and I'm an inch short of 6 foot. So it's kind of funny. You know, I always play the tall Danny DeVito. I played John Candy when I was at my heaviest. I was a Chevy Chase type. That they booked that, you know, there. Is your acting class? No, I've never taken an acting class in my life. You know, yeah, I do have some. Angie, if you look on my channel, you'll see I do have some acting ones. You'll see me being George Washington, and me talking about how I got the role and how I did that. You'll see other videos of me being Danny DeVito. You'll see that video. You'll see an old guy rock out to the 100 Gex. And I worked with the 100 Gex. It was just me and the 100 Gex in you know, in some of my scenes. A lot of discussion with them, a lot of talking with them. They're very nice. Yeah, I'm interested in your acting advice. Yeah, my acting advice is get out there and just do it. Take whatever, throw it at the wall and see what sticks. You know, I joined the union right away. He got an agent right away, made money right away. But sometimes it's slow times. Always have a day job or a night job. Don't quit your day job. But if you're an actor, maybe don't quit. If you're on film, don't quit your night job or whatever. Yeah. You were on Friday, which is not my preference. Yeah, it really depends. You know, Fridays can be good. Who are you, Louis? Louis Acosta. I know someone new. If I ever know somebody on here, like I don't mean know, like I don't know you from here, but if I know you elsewhere, let me know. Hey, David, you know, we went to high school together. I get some of those. And if you can prove it, yeah, prove it. You know, one guy told me I went to high school with him and he was 23. Either I flunked a lot of classes, or he really graduated early. He graduated before he was born. He graduated 20 years before he was born. It's like that. You know, I was born in a cabin I helped my dad build. But yeah, Fridays can be good because there's no turnaround time on the weekend. So Friday could be, oh, nice to meet you. Fridays can be really good. You go in and they don't have to have a turn. A lot of the actors said, I'll do your project, but I'm a 12-hour turnaround guy. I'm older now. I need 12 hours turnaround. I can't demand that. They'll say, okay, David, get out of here. But if you are a big-time star, if Tom Cruise says, I need 12 hours, I need 12 hours. I need to go to the Scientology picnic. I'm the captain of the volleyball team for Scientology LA. And we're going to beat those guys from Florida this year. We're going to whoop them. Whoop, 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 whoop. And he says, I need 12 hours. He gets 12 hours. So if they wrap at 10 o'clock at night on Monday, on Tuesday, they can't come in before 10 o'clock in the morning so that you get your rest, you know. But if it's me, they'll say, get out here. But on Friday, they know there's no turnaround. That we're not coming back on Friday. We have a 48-hour turnaround because we're not coming back till Monday or whatever. So you can do that. Let's see. Well, what I meant is that being background is not my preference. I like having lights. Woohoo! Join the club. You are preaching to the choir, Mr. Lewis. Is it Lewis? You are preaching to the choir. We all do. Yeah, we all do. A lot of people say, well, I want to get acting roles, and I want to have a principal role or a support role or a day player role, but I don't want to audition. Well, go back to doing background. You're doing it. You're doing it right there. So you have to audition. Get ready. Get ready to audition. I've done things where they'll give me files this big. I'll say, here it is. Learn all this. I can't. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to memorize all this to video it and send it in. Now, remember, we used to not do this. We didn't have video. We didn't do videos and send them in. No. We could not do that at all. We had to go in. I went in and I got a Levi's commercial. Why did I get the Levi's commercial? The 5 other people wearing jeans. Guess, Wrangler, Levi's. Levi's. I got it. Military background. Here we go. I joined the military in 1983. I taught shooting. Taught everything from just the regular old troop. I trained a lot of Secret Service. I trained a lot of Special Forces. I used to win bets all the time. I said, oh man, I'm really tired today. Why are you tired, Sergeant Gardner? Oh, I was training the Navy SEALs. You're a liar. You never trained the Navy SEALs in your life. Liar, panther fire. And then I said, oh, you want to bet? How much you want to bet? $1 million? No, how about 20? Okay, $20. Okay, here. And then I showed them the photos of me training the Navy SEALs. I didn't say I trained them to rappel out of a helicopter and go blah, 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 blah. But I did train them on the firing range. And when we implemented, can you guys hear me? Hello? Someone said I'm muted. I don't think I am, because it's coming from, I'm not muted. They're just saying that. Listen. Hello, food stamps, number one. Yeah, he's probably saying that. But anyway, win those bets. That's what I did. I taught shooting. Now I teach civilians. I teach actors, because a lot of actors will say, I have real world gun experience, but they're really a rubber gun guy. You're not going to really be shooting. I have taught someone we actually did shoot windows. I would shoot windows. We did shoot weapons with live ammo. We were at the firing range, and I trained doing that. And that was great. That was a lot of fun. What time is it? 8:10? Yeah, 8:10. I got nowhere to go until tomorrow when it's this day. But that's what I did. I trained shooting. I worked with some people, met some presidents of the United States, met some senators, and all that kind of stuff. I think he's trolling. Honestly, food stamps do. Yeah, so a lot of people put names like food stamps, and they make fun of other people that might be on food stamps. I have no problem with that. I hope if you need services, we're America. God bless the USA. I would have lost a leg if it wasn't for you out there paying your taxes. Thank you. Keep on doing that, because I'm not getting any younger. But I would be dead right now. Yeah, I'd be dead. I would have died before my 50th birthday, and I'm about to turn 64. Thank God. Thank God, and thank you all. You and God and the doctors saved my life. That's all there's to it. You can believe whatever you want. I don't care. Believe. You can believe. I don't know. Whatever you want to believe. Keep on believing. I don't know. Then I saw her face, and now I'm a believer. But So thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. But that's what I did. I taught shooting, and I've used that a lot. The guy who taught Lewis, when you're talking about that, one thing I'm going to tell you right now, Lewis, I don't know what you've ever done that's not acting, but type that into a resume. Yeah, it's called a technical resume. It can be something like, I was the best burger flipper ever to flip a burger. I know how to flip a burger. I know how to put onions on them. I know that the burger and the cheeseburger at McDonald's comes with mustard, ketchup, pickles, and onions. And I can make those things faster than anyone else, and I'm really good, and I can dress up like Ronald McDonald. Yeah, do a bar. Sell. You are there you go. Law of social. My mom has her degree in sociology. I study social work at Azusa Pacific University. There you go. Substitute teacher. You got it, man. I'm playing a professor on Thursday. Why am I playing a professor? They said I look like a professor. They had 162 people apply for the role that I got. 162, and I got it. Am I a professor? No. Can I teach? Yeah. I taught shooting. Same thing. Same thing. Teach. This Lewis guy, he can teach. Teach. Does he have teacher clothes? Does he know how to throw an eraser at Johnny, who stuck somebody's pigtail into the ink well? Maybe he can. Yeah. Yeah, that's about military service. You guys want to ask any more questions about military service or shooting guns in the real world, or the world of social media? You have to call them pews, and the police are called the po. And if you're no longer alive, you're unalive. It's my birthday. Can you say happy birthday? Well, happy birthday to Knox. Are you in Knoxville, or is that your name, Knox? Is it Knox? Yeah, like I said, I don't have my spectacles on, and I didn't plan on being here very long, or I'd run get it. My birthday, November 30th. Anybody that wants to send me a birthday card, you can do so. You can send me an electronic GIF. Is it GIF? G-I-F? GIF? Or is it GIF? What does that stand for? You have emoji and GIF. All kinds of stuff. Social media. What a weird thing. I had to get permission from YouTube so they wouldn't kick my channel off here, and I had to take a chance at telling the truth and talk about guns, bang bangs. We were talking about some of the shootings, the Kirk shooting, the shooting of the president where they got shot in the ear. I taught a lot about that, and some of the shootings where people said that they couldn't have done the shooting if they didn't have a machine gun. I said, well, first of all, it's not a machine gun. It's a semi-automatic rifle, and they could have done it with a pistol. Some of these things they could have done it with a bow and arrow. Yeah, if you really want to kill somebody, sadly, look at a lot of the knifings in Europe where they have really strict gun laws. People are being knifed to death. I mean, pick your poison. Who wants any of that? Or take poison. But yes, sometimes it doesn't have to be that. So I got permission. We did cover that. People were asking me about different weapons that I fired or taught, and different things where I heard this and I heard the bullet tumbled and I heard this and that and ding and ding 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 ding. Most of the stuff, if you hear that kind of stuff, it's not true. It makes for good television. If you work in law enforcement, you know that a lot of your time is spent filling out reports and that kind of stuff. Also, Lewis, I don't know what ages you teach, but you can also look into this. Some of my friends who are teachers, I say friends, not that they're not really my friend. Hey, let's go get a beer after work, Dave. You old son of a gun. No, but you can look into becoming a set teacher. Yeah, that gets you in there. I've gotten booked because I was friendly and nice to the caterers. Yeah, we were talking about some stuff, and I said, "Oh, can I get that lettuce wrapped?" He goes, "Oh, you don't like the bread?" I go, "Well, I like it. That's why I got this." Yeah, I got the old big tum tum, and the big sick. So yeah, I can't eat it. What's the stream about? We were talking about acting. Are you an actor? This whole channel is not, and a lot of people will tell you this. This is not a weight loss channel. No, this is not a diet channel. This is not an exercise channel. People say, why are you talking about cats and dogs? This is a weight loss channel. Nope. Thank you for telling me what my channel is. I'll tell you what it's not. It's not a weight loss channel. No. Nope. This channel is from the top of our heads to the bottom of our feet. My head is pretty bald. I don't know about you. You got a lot of hair. Some people have a lot of hair. Maybe hair on their buttocks. I don't know. None of my business where you're hairy. Yeah. What did the farmer need the horse meal because meal needs? Oh, that's a good joke. Yeah. What do you think about the Evil Dead series? Yeah, I've never seen the Evil Dead series. So, I was in a horror film though. If you like horror, not whore or this guy, who do you want to book? The whore or this guy or this guy? No. I was in a horror film called Flight 7500. If you watch Flight 7500, the role I played was called Pretzels. Why? I was consuming pretzels. Do I eat a lot of pretzels? No. I like the soft pretzels, the hot, warm, once you get them all, you put some mustard on. I'm not really into those crunchy ones they dip in lye and boil in lye. It's just really not my thing. But yeah, I was in a horror film called Flight 7500. It's with the Japanese director who directed the grunge. Yeah. So I've done a lot of kind of stuff. I was on recently. I can tell you now. I was on Big Brother. I was on Big Brother. I was on Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel got a little issues. I do did a video back there about what's it like to work on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Do you have to be a Trump hater? I don't know. They booked me, and I don't hate Trump. I don't really like him that much. I don't hate him. Somewhere, hopefully, he does good. We need someone we need a president that doesn't want to be the king of the United States. That's willing to get down there and to get busy and get working and thinking and working and all that. And a good combination like that. That's what we need. I'm telling you right now, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. Far from it. But yeah, that's what we need. We need somebody to fix it. It's not fixed yet. Not fixed yet. No. Do I believe that Biden was doing a good job? No. Do I believe that Kamala would have done a good job? No. I don't believe so. Could a Democrat do a good job? Sure. There's been good Democrats. One that we talked about recently is President Carter. He died. He was kind of did a lot more work after his 4 years, which he should be. He's only in the White House 4 years, so he hasn't many years. You think is it still reasonable to move to LA as an actor? A lot is going on right now. Yeah, we got a lot of production coming back. Governor Newsom, he ain't my buddy. I don't really like the guy. I think he's pretty dishonest. Not a good governor, but he did get that thing through, and we're giving some incentives. A lot of stuff has come back now. We lost a lot during COVID. We lost a lot because it's too expensive out here. We couldn't get insurance. We've had the fires, a lot of things going on. We've had the writer strike. We've had we had production strikes going on. We've had SAG after strikes. Yeah, it's been tough. And they were talking about some crew going on strike. Some of the crew unions, set builders and transportation, all that going on strike of the band. We need to work. I know I do. But I'm booked on Thursday. That's good. And then I have a few things out that I may be picking up. I don't know the proper term. Booking. They always say, did you get casted on a movie or did you get cast on a movie? I always say cast. I don't know. I still say actress. Woo! It's that old school. You have to say actor. We're all actors. Yeah. Women actors, men actors, others actors. You have to believe in. If you do act out here in California, Lewis, I don't know where you're from, but remember there are 45,000 genders. Yeah, 45,000. We thought it was 2. It's 45,000. Yeah. I don't care about that kind of stuff. I've done some where how do you identify? I'm a dude. Yeah, whatever you want to be. Yeah, but when they ask me a lot of these questions, they'll ask me, do I intend to get pregnant? You can be asked that for acting, and it's not considered improper here in California. No, I don't. I just say no. Don't get into the political thing. Someone says just shave your head. You shave your head. Brick it up. Bend bald-headed, brick-headed, bend the brick-headed bald feller. Yeah, I don't know. Who's that guy? Who's that brick? Is he bald? Brick, you got any hair in there, Ben? I don't know. But some people are bald. Yeah. I would say definitely not shave your head if you're thinking about doing that, because you can always shave your head. That's why I was talking about the stubble. I just shaved this. If you look at some videos I did just today, you'll see I had it was way too heavy. I shaved it because of this. Yeah, I've played John Candy-like characters. And I've done Danny DeVito type characters. I did Danny DeVito, like I said, on that video, if you want to see that. David, I am happy to have able to attend. Thank you. Well, you go to the gym. Where do you live, Angie? Is it morning time there? Is it time for the gym? Some people go to the gym. I always ask them when should they go to the gym, and I always say I would probably go to the gym before work, because I can always be tired at work, and I don't want to use, I had a long hard day. I better not go to the gym today. Too easy. You guys are going. Maybe you're gonna be at the same gym. The rumors have started. Angie and Lewis were sitting in a tree working on calisthenics, just like me. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, a lot of us, you have to start going to the gym. So, I have been in The Office. I was on The Office, first 7 episodes of season 3. David Gardner, first 7 episodes, season 3. I worked in the office that closed with Rashida Jones and all those people. I worked with all of them. Yeah, I've been on the. A lot of people like the European version better. I guess we stole that one. We steal everything, you know. But yeah, I was on The Office. They were very nice. They actually, when we started the new season, because we did the first 7 episodes of season 3, we got to go to the party, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of executives came in, a lot of people from the film industry, not television, but actual film. I always call it the same thing. We're making movies. It's movie magic when it really might be commercial magic or something like that, because I've been in commercials too. A lot of commercials. So Jimmy Kimmel people, very nice. Some of the nicest ever, I would have to say, would be Out of Practice. I was with Henry Winkler, and I think it was really nice because of him, you know. Yeah. Well, when you see Rashida Jones trying to play that video game, I was beating them so bad. I was just killing everybody. I'd like run over real quick, drop the kneeling position, pop, pop, and then I'd run around the side, and I'd go like into like a left side barricade, pop, pop, and I'd get the next. I never got killed. I was just killing everybody. So they told me, "Hey, David, we told you guys just play and enjoy it, but you're just slaughtering people." The dialogue fits around that they're fighting with each other. That every time at lunchtime they do this game. And so you'll see me running around. You see a character run around just with a hand grenade. No good. Like that, you know. Um, yeah, so that was a lot of fun. They had their own studio, I mean their own location. They had their own like restaurant style catering. It was great. And one night when I was leaving, we wrapped early because we couldn't get something. We were waiting for some kind of machinery that were to be in the office. Some paper machinery, and what happened was it didn't show up. So they had these large pizzas, like the 24-inch pizzas, the big, huge ones, and they had 9 of those show up. And the guy just said, "What do you want them?" Each one's like 16 slices, and there's 9 of them, and it's just me. So I said, "Yeah." So I called the American Legion and said, "I'm gonna drop this off." And what I did is I took half of one, and I put it in aluminum foil, and then I took them all in there and just there you go, and I donated them to I can't remember where the closest one, but that's what I did. I just called them because it was getting cold, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Met a lot of famous people. They were nice to me, you know. Yeah, yeah, it was fun. I played an accountant, and I will tell you this: most of my stuff scrubbed. You have to get the extended version or the extra deleted scenes, whatever, and then you'll see me. But remember, we went out of business, and we're the office that closed. There was a battle to the end to see who was going to close, and I was in that episode too. But yeah, so I got to do some fun stuff. I did some fun movies. Then I also done everything from working with animals, a pet rescue guy. I was on Georgia Rule, where I walked 3 mastiffs, and I think the lightest one, she was 120 pounds, and the heaviest one, he was around 210. That's who I worked with. Yep, they sure were. And yeah, and then I worked with John's wife, Emily Blunt, is that her name? And the Muppet movie, I got to work with her. I worked with, I worked with Tom Hanks, a nice guy. A lot of people tell me, "Well, was this person nice?" And if I say, that means usually no, they were not. And like if your mom says, "Oh, I love this actor, he's great, oh man, he's so funny, I bet he was the kindest, nicest man, and he was a total you know what," you gotta say, "Yeah, mom, he was great. He was just great." Because remember, the thing about this business, Lewis, I don't know what level you're at, Lewis, I don't know. Can I call you Lewis? My name is Dave. I lost 108 pounds. I really lost about 130. Well, I really lost about 5,000, because you lose a pound, you gain 2. You lose 4, you gain 1. You lose 9, you gain 20. You know, it's a battle. But yeah, what was I saying? No, I can't remember what I was to say. That's what slipped my mind. But I was saying something about working with certain people. Well, anyway, some people, they're really super, super nice. Super nice. But I'll just say this, Lewis, or any of you that want to be an actor or an actress or whatever model. Remember, it is, you know, show business. It's work. So if you were, let's say, Lewis, you were a teacher and you were teaching the third grade, and you go to the teacher next door and say, "Excuse me, ma'am, I was wondering, I'm a substitute and I can't seem to find a dry erase uh, marker for the whiteboard. Do you have? Oh, here's two. Oh, okay, I'll bring them back in a minute. Oh, did you just keep those two? Oh, thank you." And then that's the conversation you have. But there, they want you to be. They want you. They think that you have to be in a large conversation. There's an A-list actor. You may have heard of him. His name is George Clooney. And one time he walked by me and took his hand on my shoulder and went, "Air Force, huh?" I said, "Yeah." And everybody was talking about, "Oh man, you must really know him. You know George Clooney. Whoa, George Clooney, George Clooney, George Clooney." He said, "Air Force, huh?" Why did he say that? Because another actress that was on the show told him that she was having a conversation with me about a gun. A gun. And she said, "Do you know anything about this?" And his article, I said, "I taught shooting for a long, long time." "Did you ever teach the M16 rifle?" "Why, yes, I did." And we talked about that. And were you a Marine? Everything's if you're a Marine, you always are doing this. If you're in the Air Force, you always are flying a plane. I was, well, if we're all flying planes in the Air Force, who's putting fuel in them? Who's cooking our food? Who's sewing our insignias on our outfits? Who's telling the guys, "Run, run, run"? Yeah, you need old guys like this, like, "Everybody get up, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Get your asses up. Get out of bed." You need someone like that. They always want to book only guys, 25 years old and slender and this and law enforcement or that, but it's not always that, you know. Yeah, well, did you say you're in Atlanta? There's a lot of work in Atlanta. My friend used to book law enforcement and military out of DeKalb County. Is that near Atlanta or Atlanta in DeKalb County? That's a little I know. I remember that serial killer guy was from there, wasn't he? The guy who was a music producer and killing everybody, the young fella. Um, he was African American. Can you say that? If you're white, can you say that black people sometimes kill people too? I don't know. Should I be drinking coffee at this time of night? Yeah, I should. Because I will get up tomorrow and do nothing but just eat and relax and have fun on this day. And on this day, then November 30th, that's my birthday. More free stuff. This is free stuff month. I don't know. But, oh, you're in Florida. Yeah, a lot of work in Florida, too. A lot of theme parks do their commercials there, of course. It was directed by the guy who made Sharknado. Oh, yeah, that's probably fun. Yeah, I've worked with some people that made some kind of fun programs where they weren't going to come out with it, so nobody's going to watch that, and then it turns out to be a hit. Look like Blair Witch and things like that. Wow, you never really know, because I think the difference between acting work and other work is you don't have to force yourself out of bed to get to it. That's how I am. I don't have to, "Oh God, I gotta go to work. I'll get up." But when the alarm clock goes up, one time I worked on a show and I got 14 hours in. 14 hours, yeah. And then on my way home, the phone rings. I'm driving after 14 hours, man. I'm going to sleep. I'm so tired. I barely keep my eyes open. And she called to ask me, can I get to set in 2.5 hours to be on a movie that's coming out? And I said, let's see. I said, you know what? I'm on my way home. I'll be home in about 30 minutes. What's the wardrobe? Don't worry. You can come butt naked, underpants and t-shirt if you want. No, and black socks if you have them. I almost did that. I'll put on a trench coat. I actually wear that. I have that. I'm wearing a white shirt. I have underpants. I just got to put where's the black socks? And I went back. And I got about 10 hours on that one. So I went 14 hours, 3 hours off, and then 10 hours on. Was I tired when I was done? Yeah. Could I sleep? No. I couldn't sleep. I was so full of coffee. Oh, my tummy. Oh. Did my tummy hurt? Yeah. Yeah. And I don't use drugs, so I use drugs to try to stay alive, not try to stay awake, They give us free coffee at the Panera near me. I get free coffee. Yeah. So, and then tomorrow, free everything. Yeah, free everything. Um, People say, "Well, don't take advantage of that." Like, I think I mean being, don't still be dishonest. I always show my ID, and I go from there. My friend Emily and I, one time, we decided to see how many we can do, and we started at 7 in the morning, and we ended at 11 o'clock at night on the 11th. And we also did some before, because a lot of them will be for the month of November, or it'll be they don't want to compete with all the other restaurants, so they'll say have theirs, starting on the 15th or whatever. Some of them did that. They also give us free Knott's Berry Farm. We've gone to the county fairs for free, and we went to SeaWorld for free. Some people don't like SeaWorld. They say it's not good. Um, some people don't like Walmart. They say it's not good. I don't know. We just got it for free. We went. We weren't trying to make a political endorsement of SeaWorld. I know there's a lot of talk about that. One of my friends that I've known since elementary school, I haven't seen her since high school, but she popped up as a friend. Like, you may know this person. I clicked on it, and she's now leading a no orcas or no whatever, on that one. Yeah. Is there a SeaWorld in Florida too? I think I can't remember, or is it somewhere else? I don't know. I've only been to the one in yeah, in San Diego. Yeah, I filmed in San Diego. I used to film quite a bit. Military stuff is filmed in San Diego a lot. All the VA things for the Veterans Affairs we'll film down there. And my story was used because I almost lost my leg with cellulitis. I mean, I almost lost my life with cellulitis. And then, so I did that. A thing about that endorsing how great that was. Oh, did it close? Our Marine World closed out here. Marine Land. I'm sorry, Marine Land. I used to love Marine Land. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of people don't like zoos or circuses and that kind of stuff. But yeah. So anyway, what I was calling this about acting was that the lady just was kind of disappointed, and I said, well, if like I said, if you're white and you're in your 60s, everybody they're going to need for the next 3 months is going to be black, female, 15 or younger, and 5'3". That's just the way it works. Yeah. Has one something. Orlando is still open. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one out here is still open. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun there for free. Would we have gone if it wasn't free? Now maybe, I don't know. Burbank. Yeah, Burbank's is a great place to live. I filmed there a lot. Disney and a lot of those, mostly Disney stuff. I filmed there. Jimmy Kimmel. I was on Jimmy Kimmel a couple times. I was filmed in Hollywood. But that was fun. Jimmy Kimmel's always a great show to work for. A lot of people say, well, I don't like him because he did this. If the Kirk thing, if he didn't mean it, he didn't mean it. The anti-Trump stuff, it gets a little old. Yeah, if he asked me, I would tell him the truth. Hey, Jimmy, you're funny. Sometimes I think you could be funnier if it wasn't a single topic. I don't like anything. We get bored of single topic stuff. Even though he's a funny person. Guillermo, funny. I worked one of the days I worked there. I talked to Guillermo quite a bit. Our part was off the side, and I sat in the audience, hidden in the audience, and then we did our spiel with Jimmy. Are you the guy who? No, that's not me. I wish. Well, I don't know if I wish. I don't want to be anybody by myself, but no, I did put in for Guillermo's. I can't remember what it was. This would be his. I'm supposed to be a relative, but Guillermo's obviously Hispanic, and I'm obviously not. Do I play Hispanic? I have. I played Hispanic, but I could be. What if my mom was from, my mom was Mexican and my dad was Caucasian, a white man from the United States, or maybe he was from Sweden or something. Maybe that's why I'm so light. I'm not really as white as I look. And people say, I'm really not that, whatever. But right here is my big computer. I have a big design computer to do like websites. And I was submitting for something, and they wanted me to watch it as if it was on a big screen. So here, my screen, instead of being like a regular computer screen like this, it's probably 2.5 times as wide and really tall. So it's a big, tall monitor. And so I do that, you know. But someone's also asked me if I've ever had a bad day on set. No, no. Been rained on. We were filming a movie, and the roof fell during the rain. It crashed down on us. We were filming The Offer. I don't know if anybody saw The Offer. It was the story of what happened in The Godfather before it was The Godfather. You know, did that one. Movies, a lot of movies. Nicolas Cage, Jim Carrey, comedians. I've worked with people that thought I wouldn't like them. One which was Jane Fonda, another Martin Sheen. Thought because due to my military experience, I probably wouldn't like them. But I said, that's not me. That's not me. You have the right to your opinion. I may disagree with it, and that's fine. I'm sure, you disagree with mine as well. Working through COVID was interesting. I worked a lot during COVID. Sometimes I made almost as much money getting my COVID test. I'd take 4 COVID tests before one day, and then on the day of it, I made another COVID test. I got paid for 5 COVID tests prior to even setting foot to film. Then I'd film, and then if I came back another day, same thing, 5 COVID tests total, then work and all that. I think there's only like 2 people left on here. I'll probably wrap this up maybe in 20 minutes or so. I just logged on because I noticed I hadn't been on live, and I haven't done anything. I'm not really doing anything tomorrow where I had to get up really early. I still gotta feed 2 kittens. If you go back that way, you'll see some kitten videos, and I gotta take care of my Ellen dog. She's a senior lab pit mix. Worked with all of those animals. My own animals, worked with other animals. I worked with an orangutan, worked with a tiger, and that kind of thing. A day when you work with pets or your friend or your classic car, those are some of the best days. I've had some days where everybody hated it, that just hated everything, and I loved it because I was the only one with a classic car. The action was all around my classic car, and basically I was just wrangling my car. I was sitting in my car, and then they'd have me pull it up, and then I'd pop the trunk, and I had a boom, and it would pop from inside. Sometimes, sometimes that wouldn't work. Boom, I just woke up with it. Okay, well, let's get rid of that person, right? I don't know who else is here, but we'll get rid of this guy right here. Looks like, yeah, let's remove that guy. Sometimes I'm nice, and I'll just remove them. I was telling this thing before, some people would get bullied. The best way to get rid of people, to really get rid of them, is to report them. Is to remove them. You can block them. So don't block them until you do all this. Before you remove them, then you report them, and then they say, why are you reporting them? And you'll say inappropriate activity with children. Because that guy was saying that a 9-year-old kid could be on our channel right now, could be watching this, and they're talking about that. So, yeah, inappropriate activity, inappropriate comments, harassment towards children, and then block them. And then usually they're going to be investigated. They're going to be in. One of them, he asked me to write something like, hey, I was wrong. He wasn't doing that because he can't get back on. He can't get back. He made a new YouTube channel, but he had a monetized YouTube channel. I have like 2.5 million views. 2.5 million views. His is bigger than mine, and he can't get back on that one. So now he has one with like 200 or something. So he maybe had 16 million views, and maybe he has 100,000 subscribers, and he can't get that channel back because he did that. That's what he gets. So yeah, don't do that kind of stuff. It's not. Well, why? There's got to be places for people that want to talk about that elsewhere. Grinder or something. I don't know. You hear about that kind of stuff, but yeah. So anyway, that's just a little tip. If you do have a YouTube channel and you go live and people are harassing you, whoop, all gone. Yeah. So we got rid of the one guy that was talking stupid earlier. We got rid of that guy just now. Did I don't know. That's kind of a joke. Did Charlie Cook? Did he act? Was he an actor? I'm sure he did. He has a television program. They had a television program. He has a program that he did. So he has a chance. Yeah, that's probably some kind of joke, but he got shot in the neck. I don't know. Hopefully that person here, this Stevens, is not that dumb of a dumbass. But you never know. A lot of dumbasses out there. Yeah. My theory on that, of course, is for every smart person you meet in this world, you'll meet 10,000 dummies first. 10,000 dumb for every one. So that's it. Those are animals. And that right here, if you look this way, that's a skateboard I made. See that one? I did the graphic design of the skateboard deck. Lots of animals, and that's my thing. So someone was still alive. Let's see who's still alive. On that, I guess. No, on that only one is still alive. Sadly, only one is still alive. But yeah. So I'm gonna log off in this about 18 minutes. Yeah. Candace Owens, she seems to be kind of an actress. Remember Candace Owens was getting sued by the French government. I don't know how that's going. Something you hear about it, so it's the big thing of the day, and then like Trump supposedly he drew a naked person and sent a card to Epstein. And if you did, I really don't care. We were all in elementary school, right? You draw like a little stick figure and whoop for the boobs. Whoop, they did that one where they made the dimensions of Barbie, and they made her life size Barbie, and she's like big, big, huge, torpedo breast and tiny waist and long legs, and they look really funny. She was an aspiring actress quite a while. But, really? I don't know anything about Candace Owens. I think she's sometimes pretty kind of funny. Charlie Kirk, he said some things I kind of believed in. I was like, maybe he's right on that. Everything? No. There's really nobody I can say, I believe everything they say. I think Candace Owens has some issues because of the fact that she's black and she's a conservative. That's kind of rare enough that you can get some attention that way, positive or negative. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't skate. I rode bicycles a lot, not like BMX, but a lot. I sort of love to ride road bikes and did that. When it comes to sport, mostly I play tennis, basketball, a lot of shooting. Is that sport? People say, that's not sport. It's sport. Is it exercise? Not really. If you consider walking the 100 yards down and 100 yards back and 100 yards down and 100 yards back and carrying targets and carrying heavy things of ammo, you're getting a pretty good workout, Yeah. I don't know who these people are, Yes, I was in the Air Force. What's it? The Selective Service. Oh, was I drafted? No, I'm much too young for that. Thank you. No, it's in the Air Force. Yeah, Air Force. That's what I did for a long time. Yeah, I miss it. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, should I join the military? I don't know. Cause it's a big responsibility. Yeah, really. If you're really gonna talk to somebody and try to help them, and you influence them to join, and then they join, and they go to Afghanistan, and they drive they're a passenger in a Humvee, and now they're no more. So they need to make that decision for themselves. No parents, no recruiter, no judge. If you go to jail, if you go to the military, I can't throw you in jail now, can I, young man? They're not allowed to do that anymore, but they do. Yeah, they still do that. I can't remember. They had a term for that. But someone said still 3 hots in a cot. Yeah, but I'd rather be in the military than be on bars. But that would be the decision I would make for myself. Yep. I tried joining the Marines in 1996, but yeah, it's tough. Did you try the Army after that? A lot of times those who cannot get into the other services can get in the Army. The Marine Corps, very, very small. It used to be the Marine Corps was the smallest, then the Air Force was the second smallest. Now the Air Force is the second largest, larger than the Navy, because our wars are in the air a lot. Yeah. So, and we're not the newest anymore because we have Space Force, which a lot of people just say is just really the Air Force. So, just a gift from Trump, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I knew a guy that had asthma, and his IQ was, I can't remember, 187 or something like that, maybe even higher. He was brilliant, brilliant, and he tried to join them while I'm in. Then they finally got him in on a waiver, some kind of a waiver, probably like a no combat waiver, basically, which maybe that would be nice, right? You join the military, get all the perks of being in the military, but you don't have to go out there and do that. But I think he worked in the missile program, but he had severe asthma, like and, you know. I end up going to a retreat coach. Oh, that's cool. Hopefully they're nice people. I just like to say, oh, they're a veteran. They wouldn't steal. They're a veteran. They wouldn't do this. Okay. I know a lot of really bad veterans. You're like, oh, they're all great. Thank you for your service. You guys are all great. No, not all great. Not even all good. Not all bad. Not all of us are bad. Not all of us are good. Like anybody else. A segment of the population. A slice, I guess. But yeah, is anybody doing anything fun this week or whatever, or Thanksgiving plans already? We already have Christmas houses decorate here. People decorate. Some people decorate the day after Thanksgiving, Valentine. They decorated the day after Halloween, and as I say, we already have the bandstands, the grandstands being built for the Rose Parade. They used to put those out like right after Thanksgiving, and now they did it right after Halloween. So probably, I don't know. It's a lot. You think who goes to a parade anymore? A lot of people go to that parade. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I don't know if we have that here. I'm not sure. We have different programs. I went to the VRAP program. They have like funding for education for veterans of certain ages. And, they didn't get the GI Bill. I was on GI Bill eligible. I came in after the first one and got out before the second one. So I was like, nothing for you, man. Nothing for you. But that's okay. That's okay. Also, wanted to ask me how did I get involved in acting. I met Toby Maguire on Seabiscuit, and he told me to do it. And we had a little conversation back and forth while I was on a non-paid extra on that. Back then they still called you an extra, not a background performer or atmosphere. Everything has to have a title nowadays. And that's how I got started. And things went quickly for me because I had a certain look. During when we were having the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, I guess we still are, I don't know. Some places overseas, they need a lot of people to be like dignitaries from governments. I played Russian government person at the UN. I played that a lot. And then a lot of people that had browner skin would play, soldiers of our opposition. I don't know what you want to call them. They fought us, we fought them. Bang bang, guns and all that kind of good stuff. But that's how I got started, and then been doing it ever since. Sometimes full time, sometimes part time, always sometimes times. My friend Gabe always is. Okay, everyone. Do you guys all see that? Game owners, I guess. I don't know. It's sick. So send prayers out if you like to. Keep that person in your prayers. I usually say prayers for everyone because everybody's got something going on nowadays. Lots of bad stuff out there. I always like it when I can have good news because I'm not gonna. The news is full of bad news. I'm not gonna watch it till there's good news. And what you mean you'll never watch it again? Because it's always got some bad news. So who's here? Oh, who's being a smartass? Oh, the Gabe Owens. I don't know who it is, so I'm not sure who that is. Yeah, a lot of people say stupid stuff, and I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. Because that's what we're here for. Someone was telling me I was showing something. Someone asked me a question on one of these live things as well. I'll send you the video or whatever. And I did. And he said, "What's this? What's this all about? We don't This is not about weight loss." Yeah, people always say, "Tell me two things I need to do for weight loss," and I said, "Can't. My whole channel's about not two things. You know, it's a struggle. It's a tough, yeah. Especially if you have food addiction. If you have a food addiction, you got to eat food. You know, if you have a drug addiction, you may not have to use drugs or that particular drug. But yeah, I think everybody's gone now, so I think I'll log off too. Bye. If anybody is still on, this will be out soon as content if anybody else wants to watch after that. Take care.